quick update, who we are and what we're doing, and I'll emphasize more on what we're doing this year because we're launching a series of programs and making a couple significant changes. So what's Peninsula Clean Energy? Peninsula Clean Energy is the official electricity provider for San Mateo County, and we're providing clean energy at lower rates than PG&E. So why do we exist and why do we matter? We were created by all the cities in San Mateo County, actually voted unanimously by every city council member to be created. And we were created to meet climate action goals, to create a better future for our kids. How it works. So Alejandra went over this, but I'll review this quickly. So we're the ones deciding what the sources of energy are. That's something PG&E used to do, and now we're locally deciding where our energy is coming from. PG&E still maintains the wires and they send a bill. So on your end, it's just the same, nothing has changed, except that we're now deciding the sources of energy on the background. But they're delivering that energy to you. Okay, so now we have energy choices. Before it was PG&E just deciding our sources of energy. We have 3 choices now. So everyone in 2017 was automatically rolled into PG&E, to Peninsula Clean Energy, I mean. And we're automatically rolled into this first product. So it's the Eco Plus, which is 50% renewable energy and about 90% greenhouse gas free. And that's what everyone is on right now, which is less expensive than PG&E. But if you want to spend, it's about the cost of a latte more a month. You can go up to 100% renewable energy. And that's another option as well. Or you can just opt out to PG&E for whatever reason you want to go back to PG&E.
Because you like PG&E.
Oh, yes. Okay, Phil. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So these are statistics for the city of San Mateo specifically. There's 15,000 accounts in San Mateo. Only 318 accounts have opted out of our program, which means we have a 97% participation rate here in the city of San Mateo.
Those are PG&E employees.
Yeah. Yes. So the number of there's been about 600 people who've decided to opt up to Eco 100, which is about 1.4% as well.
So have you seen a change in that? Are people doing? Is that
Opting
number
up.
increasing? Yeah.
So we're actually not really promoting the opt-up program that much because in the next 2 years we're going to be going full 100%. So yeah, every year we're trying to go more and more renewable, and I'll talk about how we're going to achieve that. So we're not super concentrated on that figure. Okay, so we have some community benefits across all of San Mateo County. We've saved $14 million a year for ratepayers, and we've been able to avoid 233,000 metric tons of carbon emissions, which is about like removing 50,000 gas cars for 1 year. And in the city of San Mateo, just last year we were able to save 1.9 million for residents in the city of San Mateo. So there's obviously environmental benefits, and that's really what we try to emphasize. And having just Eco Plus is like growing 9 trees for across 10 years. And if you decide to go up to Eco 100, it's 17 trees grown for 10 years.
And that's per household.
Per household, correct. So that's just a quick recap of who we are, but what we're doing specifically in 2019. So just last year, we broke ground on this new solar project, which is in Merced County, which is Wright Solar Park. And we're really excited about this because it's going to power about 100,000 homes with this solar energy. And we've been able to create approximately 400 regional union jobs.
This is a solar farm.
Yes, a solar farm in Merced.
Yeah, they're not planting almonds, they're planting
Exactly.
Is this with mirrors or with solar panels?
I'm actually not sure about that, but that's a good question. Okay. And we're also launching a series of new programs. So we're not a non-profit, that's like a legal term. We're a local agency, so we're a not-for-profit. So since we're not investor held, we're with our earnings, we reinvest that into community programs. So really what that means is we're trying to further electrify San Mateo County. So right now, by like I mentioned, 2021, we're gonna all homes and businesses are going to be powered by 100% greenhouse gas free energy. But what's next? And that's really what we're trying to figure out. And for this next year, we're focusing on transportation and trying to facilitate getting residents and businesses to get into electric vehicles. And that's really what the next step is for us. So the first phase we started last year. The first thing is apartment technical assistance. What basically this means is if you own an apartment, you could call us and we would give you for free technical assistance to see if it's feasible to install electric vehicle chargers for your tenants in an apartment. So we would provide, we would send out an electrician to check and make sure if it's feasible for you to install it. Second, we had electric vehicle test drives. So we worked with a consulting firm to pick strategic locations. So we go to Facebook campus, we went to YouTube, and we bring the electric vehicles to the workers. So we had Teslas, the Leaf, the Chevy Bolt, and make it as easy as possible for people to test drive and decide which electric vehicle they want to get into, if at all. And the third thing you may have noticed, we sent out in the mail to every resident in the county is this flyer to give discounts on specific electric vehicles. So we were offering thousands of dollars off for specific models in dealerships in San Mateo County. So for this year, and I'm going to talk about it, we're actually working with Rob closely with Peninsula Family Service in their Drive Forward program. And we're going to have 6 other community pilots. I'll touch on just one of them in a bit, but there's 6 different projects to help reduce greenhouse gases. Then we're working with building electrification reach codes, and we're furthering incentivizing electric vehicle charging. So last year we were giving free technical assistance, and that's still ongoing, but now we're giving further subsidies to actually install those electric vehicle chargers, and not just for apartment owners, but for workplaces as well.
Oh, okay. That was my question.
Okay, so Drive Forward Electric. So, and Rob can probably speak more to the Drive Forward program. I'll give a quick synopsis. But basically, for people who may not have been able to get a loan through a dealership, there's Peninsula Family Service offers affordable loans for people to buy used vehicles. And this is an existing program that's for about a decade or so.
20 years.
20 years, thank you. 20 years. So this has been, this is a great program because not only is it offering loans, but it's an entire financial picture of a person. So they have to go through a financial workshop. They send out a mechanic to make sure the car is up to snuff. It's a really great program for buying used vehicles. So all we're doing is we're adding on top of that. So we're offering a $4,000 incentive for people to buy a used plug-in hybrid vehicle. So this would be like the Chevy Volt, the Ford C-Max, the Prius Prime. So we're up,
My son has a Chevy Volt and he loves it.
He loves it. Great, yeah. So so we're offering $4,000 on top. So instead of a $12,000 they would have gotten, it's now $16,000 that they can get a used plug-in hybrid vehicle.
And the program,
Yes.
in our parameters, this is focused on low to moderate income individuals. So the $4,000 is available if you make $250 a year. This is for low to moderate income individuals to get them into the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle.
I was going to hit you up for a loan. I still qualify.
Well, if you're retired,
Great. So I'm going to touch on the community pilots we're working on. This one is Envoy technology, which we're really excited about. So they're going to they're going to deploy 3 electric vehicles in a disadvantaged community apartment complex, and it's just a car sharing program. So they're going to be able to check out one of these 3 electric cars to do groceries or whatever quick needs that they need, and it's going to be at a lower rate. So yeah, this is a really exciting program, and it's going to be able to reduce about 2,400 pounds of CO2 as a result of this project.
Envoy is a company?
Yes, Envoy is a company. So we're working with different companies. Another one is for reducing, making it easy to get rid of refrigerators, because refrigerators actually are really bad for the environment if they're improperly disposed of. So we're also trying to make it easier for people to recycle refrigerators as well.
So that's an attractive thing for an apartment building owner to say, we have this feature.
Yeah.
Good reason to rent an apartment here.
Yeah, exactly. To make it not only it's easy to just check out.
What are the startup costs?
That I'm not sure how much we're giving for this program. That's a good question.
You don't know what an apartment owner would pay for having 1 or 2 or 3
Yeah.
charging installations to put in.
So you mean the Envoy technology, or you mean the
Well, yeah,
installing?
just to plug in the electric charging capacity for electric vehicles. Is that expensive or cheap or?
My understanding is it's pretty expensive to get that all checked out and installed, but we're offering a subsidy, and I can give you my card, but I'm not exactly sure how
Yeah,
much.
I'm just curious. I don't have an apartment building yet.
Yeah.
I could see these beneficial as well in senior living centers where people just go out periodically.
Sure.
You don't have to have a car, you just check this out, they go once or twice a week to the grocery store, and it's
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we're still picking locations, so that's definitely something we're keeping in mind.
So is this also San Mateo County?
Yes, this is all. So we only exist in San Mateo County, but what we're known as is a community choice aggregator. That's Peninsula Clean Energy, and it's really exploded. Even in the we're only about 2-3 years old, and when we started we were the 5th. Now there's 17 of them throughout the state of California. So there's one in Silicon Valley, there's one in San Francisco, the East Bay has one now that's just launching. So we're all kind of, in some respects we're siloed, some we work together on larger projects. So they have their own projects in different parts. Have any questions? Last question?
Yeah, how does it work where somebody doesn't want the clean energy and wants to go back to PG&E? How do you do the house? I mean,
Yeah.
no switch. I mean, you still got PG&E coming in, electricity coming in. I mean, how do you switch? I mean,
Yeah, so we have, there's a phone number on our website, and we also have it on our website where you can you put in your PG&E account, and within the next billing cycle you'll be back on PG&E.
but you're still receiving the gas and everything else. I mean, so
How
it's
do
just a
they-
billing?
Yes.
Switch it,
at the beginning,
from
from that
PG&E
source.
to clean energy. How do you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, so you mean the entire
Yeah.
procurement process. So you mean when we originally started, like how
How do you
Yeah, but
know
so I mean,
that
so-
your clean energy is going right to that house
Yeah.
and not PG&E? How do they shut that off where?
Yeah, that's a really, I have never even thought about that. So that's
It's just a billing thing, then,
Yeah,
right? Because,
yeah.
I mean, there's only one pipe coming in with the gas,
Mhm.
right? There's not 2 pipes coming in. And you can't override the PG&E gas or in electricity. So, I mean, you can't say, okay, we're gonna give this house
Right.
clean energy
Yeah, and this one-
this
Right.
one PG&E.
Yeah.
It's all coming from PG&E. PG&E comes out and does the pipe work if there's something wrong. So I think it's just a billing issue.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so and yeah, I'm not exactly sure how PG&E would know this is getting clean energy and this one is not. But there's a way on the back end. Is what I know.
But it's how Peninsula Clean Energy is buying the
Yeah.
energy, because they have to buy it. So if they'll have to, if you switch to PG&E, they'll just have to buy more from PG&E and then bill you, instead of getting it from the solar farm
Right,
and
so it's just a
everywhere else.
billing, it's just a billing issue.
Yeah.
Are you charging to opt out of it?
No.
Because we got the letter from San Jose where everybody's going into it. And if you choose to opt out after 3 months, they're gonna charge you to opt out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and every area does it a little bit
Which is,
different.
interesting.
So if you got
Courage, yes.
Yeah, so the clean energy, again, so if you have already solar energy on your house, and you're getting that in, and it's already being pumped back into PG&E or whatever, how does that regulate?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So,
What that does, Ben, is that just hires 3 more accountants for PG&E.
yeah.
So you don't need any.
Huh?
You don't need any of their energy then.
So what do I do, pull the plug?
No.
So if you have solar energy, you're still going to need energy from the grid. And so when it's hot in summer, you're going to be most likely selling some energy back to the grid. And if you're selling that energy, you're still using us, because we're paying you a better price for that energy than PG&E would have. And when you need energy, when your solar isn't creating energy, you're buying energy from us, from the same process. And again, you're buying it at a lower rate than you would have with PG&E.
Do you buy your energy off the grid?
We buy some of the solar.
Okay, my brother-in-law worked for Diablo Canyon nuclear plant.
Oh, you're making nuclear bombs?
Yeah, and no, making nuclear power, electrical power. And what he explained to me is, all of their electricity goes into the grid. There's a grid for the state of California. And it's not like Ben's house is hooked up to the nuclear energy and Jeannie's is to coal energy. It all goes into a grid. And each entity in the state that handles energy buys it off the grid. So I'm wondering if you...
There's usually future contracts, there's usually, they're a year in advance, they negotiate the price. So to Ben's point, I mean, it's all math, it's all accounting and bookkeeping and.
Just bookkeeping, that's all.
It's all, yeah.
San Jose said that the difference will be 1% in savings.
Ours is 5. So we, whatever, we've already voted, but whatever PG&E announces that their rates are for creating energy, or for deciding sources of energy, we're cutting 5% off of that.
San Jose is 1%.
Good move.
Sell your house with
Yeah.
San Mateo.
Yeah.
Get that extra 4%.
Especially when PG&E is filed for bankruptcy.
Right.
now. And then, with all the garbage they've gone into with the lawsuits and things like that, could you get involved with that? Because PG&E is still the maintenance person of your product.
So that's a great question. Our CEO and several lawyers have made sure to tell us not to comment on the PG&E bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I like my job,
Well, in some ways, they're your partner, right?
Oh yeah, so I mean, our working relationship is actually really strong.
Yeah.
But obviously there's changes
Yeah,
going
you
on.
don't control the us.
Yeah.
I saw an article, I didn't get much into it, but the gist of it was with PG&E filed bankruptcy, I guess they're taking a look in terms of, should PG&E still be this entity over here, or should the government really be driving this thing? Because they're just not working in the best interest of the public in a lot of cases, so.
They're kind of quasi-government.
That's right.
They're kind of quasi.
Yes, but they've still got
It's like
this-
the post office.
As a utility, it's supposed to be regulated by the California Public Utility Commission. But
So if we have an office building and we're interested in, let's say, putting in a couple of chargers, your Peninsula Clean Energy now can come out and help us with logistical.
Yeah, certainly. We have on our website, we have a page where you can put in your information, and we contact you and set something up.
Good idea.
Yeah, and we actually just recently passed, we're spending about $16 million in building infrastructure for electric vehicles throughout the county.
And there's some subsidy if businesses want to put it in through Peninsula Clean Energy?
Yeah, so, and we're just getting that launched, so again, yeah, through the website, and we can give you more.
Good, because I know to convert it, to put in a charger at your house is a fairly simple process. But they're just kind of putting it in a box and gonna put in something, because my neighbor just did it, and they put it in their garage, and they just did it in a day.
Oh, really? Wow. Very easy. Okay.
But I don't know, out of business, you're gonna have to run it out to the parking lot or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
A couple of years ago, we rented a house in High Mountain Lake, Fort Myers, for vacation, and the guy had done a bunch of remodeling, and he installed, so one of his selling points was a charger station right there in the house.
Wow.
Are all the charging stations uniform in terms of drive up any electric vehicle and plug it in, or are there different types of?
So that's a good question. So there's different types of vehicle charging, certainly. And unfortunately, it's not very clear. For example, there's different charging companies, so people who have electric cars have different cards that they're members to. And there's level 1 charging, which is just it's three-pronged outlet. You can charge your car that way, but it's painfully slow. Then there's level 2, which is the majority of them. All these different companies offer level 2 charging, which is a couple of hours. And then there's fast charging, which is rarer, and you'll usually find that around a Whole Foods. They have some there, yeah.
For your Tesla, right?
Yeah, no, so that's fast charging, it's level 3, but then there's Tesla. And Tesla has their own network of chargers for only Teslas.
So it's not uniform? No.
Yeah, it's not uniform.
But they have a bunch of them over at Target and Bridgepoint and
Yeah.
they're all over. Yeah.
And
But does every of the electrical cars take that one charger, or do you?
Except Tesla.
You do?
yeah,
So shouldn't it be uniform?
Well, it should.
Tesla,
Yeah.
top to Tesla.
yeah.
See who wins. I mean, it's like,
Well,
VHS versus Beta. I mean,
But it
Apple
defeats the
versus-
purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's different charging ports, so like,
Yeah.
for Tesla, they have their own port, so they need to carry around these adapters if they want to use a regular level 2 charger.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
it could be, and I don't know, because I know, like that bank, I haven't studied it because I don't have an electric car, but the ones were at Bridgepoint, I think they have other ones, like they put in theirs, and they may have, in order to do that, they may have had to put in a couple of the kind of more
Right.
uniform ones for the.
Well, actually, you would think that they would make this one. You know, if we're all gonna go into the electrical or whatever, to make it easy. The confusion is.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it defeats the purpose.
Well, it's true of computers as well. I mean, there's gradually becoming more uniform applications, but in the earlier days of computers, if you had one piece of equipment from one company and another piece of equipment from another company, you couldn't hook them up.
I understand that. But to go to a company and you have this charger, that charger, this charger,
Right.
that charger.
No, there's really only
you know?
two. There's really only two. Tesla and everything else.
Oh, is that it?
So somebody needs to talk to Tesla.
Yeah, and really,
They
this
don't,
is
they don't
funny.
want, they don't want to be like everybody else.
Tesla
Yeah,
wants
but
you to
it
talk to
it's
them.
defeats
Like
the
Apple.
purpose. Yeah, okay.
So that's right. It's
That's-
mostly Tesla and then other actual outlets. But the difference is that there's different charging companies, so you kind of need to have different cards depending on which charger there are. So you have to have a bag of different cards.
Yeah, so if you have one for, what's one called, Blink or something like that?
Yeah,
So you have a card, you go plug in, and you swipe your card, and then it charges you.
Or this is not free at these companies.
Some of them are free.
Some, yes.
Some are
It's-
free, and some are for, like some, if you, before an Orchard Supply or something like that, a shopping center will pay for chargers to make it free.
Okay,
But
that's
other
what I was
ones,
reading.
it'll say, $3 for a full charge or something like that.
Okay.
But even these regular chargers are about a third of the price of gasoline. So
It's cheap.
Yeah,
You can plug
it
in and
is.
get a full charge for like $1.
There are chargers
Oh, I
up
don't
called
think
San
$1,
Mateo,
Mike.
but you have to be able
Sometimes,
to move.
if you don't need a full charge.
Park there.
Full charge is like
It's like ending
I've seen them.
Not parking.
Not even Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Electric cars. And I'm assuming we see where they're plugged into.
So I've gotten the
Yeah.
1 minute paddle, and I do not want to get the back of that. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.